Welcome, welcome. April here with Aaliyah Creative. I am so excited you're here with me today. We are going to do some June preparation. And we're going to get started by doing a cover for our mini composition notebook for June. And I'm pretty excited about that. I'm back. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. It was definitely a crazy month in June. I did not do a mini composition notebook in June just because everything was so crazy with finals and prepping for my solo cruise, all that good stuff. But we are back and we are ready to create. And I encourage you to grab something, journal along with me, and let's get going. All right, so I've got a little rock to hold down my papers, and I got this little clip. This is so cute. I don't remember who I bought it from at the little craft fest. It was an impulse buy, but I absolutely love it, and I've been using it so much. It is absolutely perfect for clipping these small notebooks. So this is one of the Dollar Tree ones. They have definitely gotten skimpy in quality for sure. It's definitely something that I have noticed over the years. They have less pages, and that's not necessarily a bad thing for these little journals. Got our trusty glue stick, and as always, before we get started on the cover, I'm just going to go in and prep a few pages because these pages, see how this is already coming unsewn, but it's okay. We make it work. And the purpose of these little mini notebooks, which are my mini play journals, are just to encourage you to have fun, to play, not to take things seriously, because you're using such an inexpensive quality of paper and notebook that's easily accessible. You don't have to worry about ruining it, and that takes some of the pressure away, right? From, say when you're in one of your fancy notebooks or using your expensive supplies, then, you kind of have this pressure inside of you that, you worry about messing it up, or at least if you're like me. If you are like me, let me know in the comments below if you also struggle with using those nice journals and nice supplies from time to time. And don't forget to give the channel a little like and subscribe, all that good stuff. It really does help me out to help this little channel grow and reach more people. I just want to spread the joy of creativity and also mindset. I like to kind of share little takes on life and, just how to kind of improve and change your mindset so that you have a better experience. Okay, so that's I know this gluing is kind of boring. It's probably not the best thing to start a journal with, but I show it to you because sometimes if you don't know what to do, getting started with just gluing gets you in that creative loop. It's very monotonous. It's very easy, and I find it very helpful. So even though it's kind of boring to start a video with, it is there for a reason. All right, so let's talk about covers. So I do my covers always differently. Sometimes just stickers, sometimes just name of the month, sometimes background papers. I was kind of thinking, so I was going through and creating all of these, like mass making some painty papers, which is great, except that I got tired of doing it because I got tired of using the same colors, even though I love these colors. So this could be kind of a fun cover here with the tissue paper that I did. But let's see what else we might have. How about this one? Let's see what it's. Not quite large enough, so we'd have to dress it up. I've not done a craft paper or like paper bag type one, so that could be a possibility. What else? So that's pretty, as is this one. They're nice and bold. Let's pull that out. But let's see what else is under here. If there's anything else that might spark some joy here. This is kind of an odd mix of everything in here, so not the best. Not the best. Okay, let's look at these. Let's not overthink it though, right? I mean, because we could spend hours trying to find like the perfect thing and then never get started. And we don't want to never get started. You know what? I kind of like that with the little, yeah, actually that's what we're going to go with. And so we're not going to overthink it. We're not going to search for the perfect cover. It's a 30-day journal or longer. You know, you can make them last longer. I like to do mine for 30 days because it's a nice little challenge for me. And I do a lot of journaling. But keep in mind, you don't have to do that. This could be like months. This could be a year even for you. Okay, so we're going to line it up so that these little 3 things are somewhat normal. And you know, if you watched me, that what I don't excel at is lining things up, measuring, getting things straight. It's just not my jam. I'm okay with that. So we could do a little wrap here. So we could, instead of cutting around it like I normally do, we could do a nice little wrap here. And I think I'm going to try that today. It is different than what I normally do and completely unplanned, but it just felt right. So I'm going to do it. Where are the scissors? Where are the scissors? So I got some new scissors. I finally splurged on these little Tim Holtz scissors because my favorite scissors, which are just these Paper Studio that I've had forever, they've gotten like really, really dull, but I've had them for years. So I finally splurged on these. I bought a couple of other scissors before I got these. Like I got these Fiskars. I hate these. They are stiff. They're probably good for like thread or something. They're probably just not the right scissor. I'm not saying they're a bad scissor. They just, I don't like them. So these are so fun because they make this really crunchy scissor noise when you scissor. Maybe most scissors do that, and I just have like such worn out scissors. So we're going to save that. You can use it for something else. Okay, is this even? I mean, no. Okay, so now we want to get our rounded corners, but we can't cut exactly around the edge like we normally do because we're doing this differently. So I'm going to use the very scientific method of April that we endorse here at Aaliyah Creative, which is we're going to just fold stuff. We're going to fold stuff so that we can make cut lines. And we're just creasing it. We're not going to worry about being perfect. Oh no, okay, that's glued down. Stop being a goober. Okay, what even is that word, goober? All right, so we're going to do our trim here. And I think we can get our corner right here. Yeah. And then maybe like cut up here. I've never done this, so this could be an epic fail. Okay, yeah, that looks good though. So this is the back of a Ohuhu marker brochure for when I bought my Ohuhus. Ohuhus? Such a weird word. Yeah, so we're going to attempt to repeat the same thing here. Cut around. I like how these scissors cut. I don't like how I cut, but I like how the scissors. So, okay, so there, we've got that, and we've got some overhang. I just don't want this to bunch up. So I feel like I need to trim. This is where things will go wrong because there's no guide here. I just want to trim a little because I feel like this is going to get caught in that crease. Oh, that's crooked. I can tell right now. But that's okay. We don't care. Oh, yeah. It's all right. We can put some washi there. Okay, so we're gonna flip it back open. And we're going to coat it with the glues. Eee. The purple glue sticks, they're nice for this. I used to really dislike them, but they've kind of grown on me for this purpose, which is making covers, and because it is nice to be able to see it. I'm trying a new thing with my cover here, and this is just wax paper, and I just had some fun doodling on it. And then what'll be neat is after it gets all covered with paint and messy, then I can use it as a background paper, because I've really been experimenting with wax paper lately and having a lot of fun with it. So I'll let you know how that goes. It may not work out, but I'm constantly, like, I have the Tim Holtz surface under here that I love, and I'm just constantly cleaning it because I'm always getting paint all over it, which is what it's for, which is why I have it. But sometimes I just was like, let's try something else so we don't waste that paint. So this is really interesting. So showing up a little bit more are the upside down words on here, which is fun. I did this just by brayering on some colors and then doing some different paint markers and tools, and just making different marks on there. And so I think I'm pretty happy with the background cover. So let's think about what we want to put on it. So we could write June on here. June is a month that I can usually write fairly well, but it would have to be rather small on here, especially since I don't necessarily want to cover these guys up. We could use some stickers from our new Ransom note sticker book that I bought at the little craft fest. But I don't know. Let's look at the J's. J. So we have that one, wouldn't be bad. But they are rather big. Here's a little one. But I think that instead of Ransom, because this is so busy, I think that I want to go a different route and try using some of my Alpha stickers. So we're pulling out the trusty box of Alpha stickers here to see what might work. I'm really down to the not favorites, if that makes sense. The ones that are harder to use. That's pretty and would be good, but I don't think it's going to show up unless we put it on like some white paper. But I like this, so let's pull that out as a possibility. I'm only going to give myself 3 options. And the reason that I'm doing that is because it's really easy to get stuck in an overthinking loop when you're creating. And so that is a tip that I have for you today, and that is to give yourself some limits. That would be pretty, but I don't have enough June letters. So we've got one. So we do have these little guys here, which I've often used on here. So we'll pull that out as a quick option. We only have one more option to give ourselves. These are very used up, but it is the purple. Let's see. J. No J. Is there a J down here? J, U, U, N, no N, N, E. Okay, so I could do June in dark. Okay, that's our options. So let's go. So as much as I would like to use these, especially, I think that they might still be a little bit big. We could do them across the top here, but then we would still need a focal here. So let's see what these are going to look like if we stick them directly on without a backing. That's not going That's not going to be good. Okay, let's pull our letters out here. J, U, N, E. I wish I had more of these. They're some of my favorite letter stickers, but I don't know. They were like, I believe, part of a sticker pack, and I don't know. Like, I don't know what from what. Now we need a little bit of white paper. Now you would think that white paper would be just right here, right? But it's probably not. Okay, so let's see what we've got. So we could go, instead of white, we could go in with this. Let's do that, because we have it handy. And there's lines on this. So this is a lined post-it note. And that's going to make it easier to, in theory, line these up. We're not going to try to get them too straight. I know, you know, it's so neat when people use like the tweezers to do this. Aesthetically, I think it makes a neat video. But the idea of doing that, it just is so stressful to me. This has got some overspray on it, so that'll be a pretty little paper. Alright, so let's keep going here. Alright, so we're going to cut this with some overhang because I don't know how much I want of it to be. So we're going to cut it bigger and then we can cut it down. We are going to try to get like the sides roughly the same. Again, we could measure. If measuring brings you joy, do it. If measuring gives you stress, like it does me, don't do it. Okay, that's way big. It's cute, but it would cover that up. So let's do what I kind of figured, and let's cut down one more line here. And let's go about half here. And about half here. Okay. Ooh, okay. That's nice. I like that. So we could try to trim it a little smaller, but I think that would be a mistake. So like me wants it centered here, but I also really want to cover up this word right here. For some reason it is visually impact me. So we're gonna go with that option. Let's give her a little glue here. Yay. All right. That looks good. So we could definitely be done here. My next recommendation would be to cover this with some packing tape when you're done. But I feel like I still want something else on here. I feel like the June is super cute. I could put 2026, but I'm running out of 20s in everything. And 2s and 0s. Okay, so alright, so let's look at this Little Obsessed Junk Journal sticker book that I got at the Little Craft Fest from Amy Tangerine. And this is so fun. My goal is... And Amy Tangerine is big on using up your supplies. And I love that because I did hoard for years. And now I am definitely a person who uses my supplies. But even saying that, this is so beautiful. And even though there are doubles of these stickers, there is still a part of me that wants to not use them. So my goal is to use up this entire sticker book. Or at least like... half of the sticker book, since there are doubles of the stickers, in 6 months. Because that's what they're for. They're for using. They're not for hoarding. And I bought this because I've done such a good job using up the stickers that I have hoarded for years. So let's see if there's anything in here that might bring us a little bit of joy. So June. So there's kind of this little photo montage here that could be really pretty. This is the one with the white border. So the stickers have the white border, and then they also are the clear stickers. And we could really do either. These are the perfect size for these little ones too. That would be cool if we had more of that theme. Could definitely do that. This is cute, but I think it would just blend right. Overwhelmed, right? This is super cute. And it's to black. Let's see what this one will look like on there. Or we could go with the little sitting girl, but she looks kind of sad. I like this like more relaxed vibe. Listening to her music. You know what? Let's do it. Let's just do it. It's not... I don't know. I don't like it. You know what? Let's try the... I do like it on there, but let's try a lot of things. And I was going to take the whole sticker, but my journal bag was so stinking heavy because I take way too many journal supplies that I decided to tear out some. And I'm wondering if... Yep. It was one of the ones that I thought. See, I must really like it. I must really like it. Okay. All right, so let's try the paper version. I think this will stand out more. Yes. Do we lose a little bit of the... I think down here. Do we lose a little bit of the little things that I was trying to preserve? Yes, we do, but that's okay. That is okay. There is nothing wrong with that. I think it would be fun to have another black and white sticker on here, but I think, no, that's going to be too much. You know what? We are going to stop, except for we are going to write 2026 on here. Let's find a good pen. Let's just go with our little Sharpie Creative. Like I want to write it here because that makes sense, but I think that visually that's not good. So we're just going to do it up here. 2026. You know, there's really no reason for that to be on the cover. I kind of wish I hadn't done it, but you know, you don't know until you do, right? And it's fine. So, the next thing we're going to do, our last step in prepping the cover, is we're going to packing tape it. I am out of my usual packing tape. They didn't have the Scotch brand, which is what I prefer, so I had to get the Walmart brand. And it's not that there's anything wrong with the tape. It is the dispensers. I just hate some of the dispensers. So this one is just, I don't like the way it works. So we're going to try to line the tape up evenly with that little black line. We didn't get it perfectly, but that's okay. We're going to pull off, again, no measuring here. I'm going to cut off the extra or bend it over. See, you kind of see this one, it's not, it like has a little bendy line. I don't like that. I don't see that a lot with the Scotch, so it may be the way that I am using it on this particular thing. All right, so we've got our masking tape. Oh no, here. And we can either cut it or we can bend it. And today I think I'm going to opt for bending it. Just because I don't feel like cutting tape. Sometimes that just does not sound fun to me. It picked up a little bit of the white from that, but that's okay. It just looks like a little extra mixed media fun. We're just folding that over. So that's just giving us some protection for our cover, which I really like. It's also, you could add more stickers on the top of it too, if you decided to change the look of it. But yeah, there we have it. Our little June notebook. She is covered and ready to go. So we're going to wrap up this video. Let me know if you are going to be doing your own little mini journal. And don't worry, in the coming videos, I'm going to show you more of how to prep the inside. I'm going to show you how I create my little prompt list and do some pages on the inside throughout the month. So follow along with me, grab your little journal. Any journal will do, but these small ones are fantastic because they're not very intimidating. We are going to play, we're going to use up some stickers, we're going to make some ugly pages, and we're going to have fun. All right, guys, leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you are looking forward to in June, and I will see you next time. Bye.